I've spent the last few months getting asked to do more and more vertical content. So I've developed a camera rig that can go from horizontal to vertical in a matter of seconds. So if you're shooting more and more vertical content in 4K for YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Reels, anything else like that, this rig is going to save you some serious headache. I'm going to walk you through every piece of this build as I assemble it, let you know what it does, and even give you a few options for budgets and upgrades in the future. Links to everything are going to be down in the description of this video. And we're also working on getting to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer on this channel. So if you like anything in this video or you found it helpful, one way to say thank you is to hit that subscribe button. So we're starting with my FX30 right here. You can also use an FX3 or any other camera that you are using, but for reference, this is what I have on me, so this is what we're going to use. So the base of any build out is going to be our cage. And so I am using this generic $35 cage that I found on Amazon, but you can use anything that comes with some NATO Rails built in. And that's going to be the base of what we're building out on this project. So if your cage doesn't have NATO Rails, that's not a big problem because we can buy some NATO Rails aftermarket ones that are standalone, and we can attach them to the top, the side, and the bottom of our cage to make this build work. So as you can see on the top here, we have a NATO rail. You see on the left side, we have a NATO rail. You can also use the right side if that works better for you for a grip. And then we're going to need a rail on the bottom, which mine doesn't have a NATO rail on here yet. So I'm going to put that on right now. So I've made a slight adjustment on mine by not using a true NATO rail. I'm using this Kondor blue quick release Kondor blue mini lock quick release because the male section is also a NATO rail on it, and I can use another male clip on my tripod plate to switch between handheld and tripod as needed. So if you've got the cash, grab 2 more and you can place all of the other NATO rails on this build with these quick release systems. It makes for even faster and more seamless changing. Next up is the handle, so we can have a more secure grip with better weight distribution and more stability while filming. So go ahead and just attach to the left side or the right side if you want a right-sided handle, but I want a left-sided handle for this build, and because I'm left-handed, I love it there. Now, one premium upgrade I made is adding this piece as an adjustment in the middle. And what this does is this thumb lever allows you to quickly change the angle and lock it back in. So if you're filming high and looking down on something, you can just lock it in real quick like that on the fly. And these are becoming really difficult to find. Find these on eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I would say get them because I don't know if they're still making them or not. But this is such a game changer to me that I'm probably never going to part with this thing. So powering everything is the VB99 mini V-mount battery by SmallRig. Now the way I mount it is using this adjustable V-mount plate by SmallRig. The V-mount just attaches in there, super secure. And the cool thing is this is fully adjustable, so we can unscrew some stuff and let it lay flat, or we can have it come out. And then what's cool is we can also extend this as well. This just slides onto the bottom of our rig right here, and it attaches with levers. So we just pull everything nice and tight, make sure it's centered, and boom, it's on here. And now what I love about this is that when you're filming, I press this up against my chest and I have a third point of contact for more stable movements and things like that. If you need it to be more compact, you can tilt it up at 90 degrees and keep it nice and close and pushed into your chest there as well. It also, once you have a lens on here, it's a nice counterbalance to the weight of the lens on the front as well. So it just keeps everything nice and smooth. And if you want to make some adjustments by sliding it left or right, you can do that too. It also allows us, for a quick adjustment, to get access to our screen. And I personally like using my screen open up here, even though I am going to be using a monitor. So for mounting my monitor, I'm using this adjustable SmallRig clamp that has NATO on the bottom, a nice lever. We slide it on and we lock it. And that's the magic of NATO. It's fast, it's secure, it's magic. There we go. For my monitor, I'm using a Ninja 5. Use your monitor of choice. I like this one because I can record externally with my FX30, and then nice and modular and can move if we need it. Can record right to here, and I have my LUTs on here so I can do some, false color stuff as well if I need to get my exposure right. All right, I lost power in the middle of filming last night, so we're back at it this morning to finish this video. To power the Sony FX3, I am using a proprietary Sony battery. I've heard horror stories of, specifically with the FX3 and FX30 of using dummy batteries frying the camera. So I want to avoid that, which is why I chose to use this V-mount battery, because I can power via USB-C and keep the proprietary Sony battery in there. The second thing is I am getting power via D-tap on this side with the battery that came with my Ninja and this Kondor blue cable that is designed specifically for use with the Ninja. And then finally, HDMI on this side as well. I ran my USB-C cable through the coil so that I keep things kind of out of the way, and I just do that, and we're usually pretty good. If you're going to shoot in like 10-bit or 12-bit, you're going to need the proper cable. So make sure that you get a high-rated one that's like HDMI 2.1, 2.2, that kind of thing, and not just like a cheap knockoff cable. Now, here's where this all pays off. All I do is just loosen the handle here, slide it off, flip it, mount it down here. Now everything is vertical, it's stable, and it's aligned because we have the lens and the battery are counterbalancing on this direction. We have the handle and we have the monitor, which are counterbalancing left to right. So everything is kind of balanced. And I can still have access to my battery and my mount here, so I can keep it pressed up against my chest. And the handle on the bottom helps secure, with some more stability. We can still have that 3 points of contact, and I still have access to my lens. I find myself naturally putting my hand here. And then the heaviest part of the components are kind of center aligned here. So everything's like kind of like nice and balanced and ergonomic here. So the original build had a friction arm here mounted to the monitor so that I could just loosen things up. And then when I turned vertical, the monitor then comes around up top here if you like to be able to look down on it and things like that. But I personally didn't like that because on top, everything just felt like it wanted to tip this way. And it didn't really feel like everything was kind of like counterbalanced well. So that's why I moved it out here. When I'm filming, I have this guy flipped out as well. So I have it right in front of me. And so on here, I'm viewing like lookup table, that kind of thing. I have my focus peaking, and then on here I have all of my settings being able to adjust on the fly real quickly, as well as my histograms on here to make sure that I am exposing properly. So whether you're shooting shorts, interviews, or B-roll, you're doing all three in one setting, which I'm doing usually, you can make these like quick on-the-fly adjustments, and you have a very versatile setup. So if you found this helpful in any way at all, please hit the like button and subscribe. That's free, and it's a great way to support the channel. We cover a lot of stuff about photography and videography, and we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, so it's a free way you can help. And I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm going to call it. This is now the end of the video. See you on the next one.